After recovering from his injuries, a former soldier, Hardale Singh Dhillon, Hardy, goes to Punjab to thank the man who saved his life. At a local restaurant, Hardy runs into Manu, who reveals that she was the sister of the man who helped save Hardy's life. Hardy learns that Manu's brother has passed away and that Manu has decided to go to England to make money and help her family get their house back. Hardy is introduced to Manu's friends, Bilu and Buggu, who all wish to go to the UK in search of a better life. What happens to Suki? Manu and her friends get scammed by a fake visa officer who extorts money from the trio. The group decide to get a student visa to go to England and learn English to pass the IELTS exam. There, they meet Suki, a young man who wants to go to England for one day. Suki's lover was married off to a man and sent to England. He learns that his lover is unhappy with her husband and promises to come and bring her back home. Out of the entire group, only Bilu manages to crack the IELTS exam and manages to get a visa to England. Hardy tells Suki that Bilu will help him get in touch with his lover. However, Bilu calls Suki to tell her that his lover has ended her life after learning that he failed the exam. Suki is heartbroken and dies by suicide by lighting himself on fire. What does Dunki mean? After seeing what happened to Suki, Hardy decides to go to England illegally, also known as the Donkey Way, aka Dunki Way. Hardy, along with Manu, Buggu, and 3 other Indians, decide to leave via the illegal route. The other 3 Indians are shot dead on the way. Do Hardy and his friend make it to England? After braving many different challenges on their way, Hardy, Manu, and Buggu make it to England. There they see what Bilu has been up to and learn that he had lied to his family. Bilu tells Hardy that he doesn't have a job and was an illegal immigrant there, but was lying to his family to make them believe he was doing well. How does Hardy decide to help his friends? Hardy sees the living conditions of his friends who were doing odd jobs to make a living in England. The group contacts a lawyer who suggests that Manu marry someone with a British passport to get legal residence in the country. Manu decides to go ahead with the marriage, but ends up chickening out before kissing her groom in the chapel. Chaos ensues, and the priest is forced to call the cops on the group. The police arrest Hardy and his friends, and the group is finally taken to court. What happens to Hardy in England? The lawyer asks Hardy if he needs asylum in England because he was oppressed in India. Instead of going with the lie as his lawyer suggests, Hardy decides to truthfully confess. The judge is left with no choice but to have Hardy deported. Surprisingly for him, Manu, Bilu, and Buggu decide to seek asylum in England in order to get British citizenship. Where does Hardy meet Manu again? 25 years pass by and the terminally ill Manu somehow manages to get in touch with Hardy. She asks to see him in Dubai and tells him that she wants to go back to India. Bilu and Buggu both give up on their lives in England and decide to go back home. The trio meet Hardy in Dubai, where Hardy learns that Manu has 1 month to live. Hardy has a breakdown but eventually promises to fly Manu to India as soon as possible. How does Hardy take Manu back to India? Hardy conspires with a Dubai-based visa agent. He orchestrates a plan to have Manu, Bilu, and Buggu sent to London instead of India. Hardy gets the trio to dress as Indians and carry Indian phones. He asks the visa agent to report the 4 of them as illegal immigrants to the Saudi Arabia cops. The police conclude that Hardy and his friends are Indians who were trying to illegally enter England. How does Dunki end? The 4 are deported to India and sent back to Punjab. Hardy takes Manu to her house while Bilu and Buggu go to their respective homes to see how their families are doing, all thanks to their sacrifice. Hardy proposes to Manu and tells her that he has been single for the last 25 years. Manu accepts Hardy's proposal but passes away that same night. Dunki ends with Hardy, Bilu, and Buggu wondering what they could do to make money in their hometown now that they are back for good.